There we go. Good evening. Welcome to Raconteurs After Dark. Oh, finally, somebody woke me up at about 20 minutes ago, and well, my wife, to be honest, I said your phone's been going off a lot, and then I remembered I've got this thing going on tonight. Well, I thought I'd do an After Dark tonight because I didn't do a Tuesday show after Monday's debacle. So I thought I'd do an After Dark tonight. So I've got some more with me. We're gonna do a phone in a little bit later on. So if anybody's had any experiences with masks and that sort of stuff going out and about today, then please we'll send you the link later on to call in. But we're just going to be an hour, I think. But good evening, Clarky. Jason Clark, how are you doing, me old mate?
I'm all good, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. How has your first day been on Mask Watch?
It's been a funny old day, mate, to say the least.
Go on,
first of all, I'm just in shock and awe of just how gullible people are and the way that they're just conforming without no question whatsoever. No, I didn't even think people were. You know, I knew people were gullible, but the extremes that I'm seeing is, I just don't even know what to say about it, mate. It's ridiculous.
It's anybody who's I've seen contradictory statements today about people who've been out. Some say that they've not even been bothered. Nobody's bothered to check them and say to them, you know, you need a.
Well, here's the thing, mate. I think unless you actually physically look disabled or like you have some kind of ailment, then I think that's where the applications begin. Well, at least it did for me, because I got stopped at the doors of Asda. Well, I didn't get stopped. They offered me a mask. I said, I'm medically exempt, pal. He says, what's your exemption? I said, well, quite frankly, it's none of your business, me old son. You know what I mean? Like, you have to start giving out your life story on the front doors of Asda. He said, you're not going in then, pal. I said, do you want to bet? He said, yeah. I said, he said, it's a new law what's been passed. You have to prove your exemption. I said, show me the law then, pal. And he turned round and proceeded to point to a poster on the wall and said, there it is, mate. I said, get your fucking manager down here, son. He did. Well, he gets on the radio, turns around for a minute, it's a bit of static, turns back round and goes, here you go, pal, enjoy your day.
Right. So it did. I mean, that's still quite a fucking a kerfuffle to get into a fucking shop, isn't it?
I think the plan, Jay, is just to make it that fucking difficult for people that they don't. I think these masks are like a little training exercise, so that they make it that fucking difficult. You go and have the jab, just to save the fucking hassle. Pardon my French, you know.
Don't bother about your French. Fuck it. French on here and everything. All the fucking French, Spanish, Portuguese, fucking Chinese. Do what the fuck you want. We don't care. So yeah. I mean, there's been quite a few stories like that. But it mainly seems to be in the north. I'll give you a reason why I feel that is that a lot of things I've been seeing are where someone says, "Well, I've just been out and about and what have you," and but it's mostly been Waitrose and stuff like that. You know, places we don't get up here.
Well, here's the thing, mate. You know, when you look into Agenda 21 and all that business, sustainable development, whatnot, the deeper you go, you begin to see how they're going to segregate society. The poor, you know, the richer folk will still be able to, you know, piss about in the, you know, chug along in the old rat run, and the poorer folk will be the ones who will be under lockdown, under lock and key, if you will. And pretty much, mate, that's what you can see playing out. And there's, I've spoke to a few people over the past couple of weeks who normally wouldn't even consider anything as extreme as that. But with all this bollocks going on with the mass and just the whole situation in general, there's a lot of people beginning to open their eyes, man.
Yeah, I noticed there's a thing on Facebook that I one of them things shit you subscribe to, Sheffield Online.
Yeah.
And they were just talking about. They said it's Mask Day. Will you be wearing your mask? And most of the people underneath were saying, we should. In fact, I heard Ricky Gervais the other day. Today I watched it. I can't remember. I don't know when it were.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais was saying we've had 349. We've had 349 deaths this weekend, and that's as much as anybody else in Europe all put together. And yet, and he says it's all you idiots' fault that we're, And I would have thought that Ricky Gervais was pretty switched on.
Yeah, but he's probably just a pusher. He's an enabler, isn't he? Once you get into them kind of circles, mate, then you just be they wean you into that. If you look into like all the elites in Hollywood and whatnot, there's a lot of seedy shit going on there, brother. You've seen it all with all that Pizzagate bollocks and what's this other one? Someone introduced me to another one the other day where it was like an online auction or something. I forget the fucking name of it. Someone in the chat will know. And it was like a cover for the exploitation of kids online and whatnot. I forget the fucking name of it, man. Someone should know in chat.
It's not Wish, is it?
There was a big scandal, not a scandal, but like what was the name for it? It's gonna do my nuts in that now. Someone will know. And it was like they had like they were advertising furniture, but it'd say Yasmin 5 years or something like that, and people started Wayfair. That's the one, Paul. Nice one.
Wayfair, right?
Wayfair.
Okay. Yeah.
I only got onto that the other day, and I thought, well, I don't know. You don't know what to believe, but it's a bit suspect. But there's in Hollywood, that shit's going on left, right, and centre, and they're covering it up all the time. Yeah, the people getting bumped off as soon as they open their mouths about it, and it's not even a secret anymore, is it? Really?
It's not. And then you get this stuff with Tom Hanks, and nobody knows really where he is or what he's doing, or there's a fucking. I saw a video the other day where they were his girlfriend and they were supposed to have COVID, and he said just watch this video, watch these videos, watch how they're all pre-recorded. And they were all supposedly like there'd be 3 weeks between each video. But his bird, whoever she is, some woman, somebody in Hollywood, I would imagine, and she'd got the same outfit on each one of them. And she was in the same room, and it was like, well, these are supposed to be 3 weeks apart.
Yeah, like a little pre-recorded thing.
Yeah.
And these Hollywood elites wear the same clothing day in and day out today.
Yeah, of course you do. I mean, you can't afford it, can you?
You know what I mean?
If you're Tom Hanks's bird, I mean, you're going to be crying out for clothes, aren't you? Really?
Exactly, Castaway style. Well, I've seen it is so, isn't it? But the thing what people have got to watch out for, and I urge everyone to do it, when you are stood in them queues, if you see anyone getting stopped or altercations occurring, people asking, then you should stand up for yourself and don't allow it to fucking happen, because you're gonna get loads of these little Hitlers and fucking these makeshift Gestapo fucking officers stood at the doors across Britain. These people with God complex who seem to enjoy the fact that they've been given this little kind of this little taste of higher authority. They can have something over you stop you from going in the shop. You know, some kind of power. And there's a lot of people who, when they get that kind of thing, it just goes straight to the fucking head. For example, what happened with me today, you know? I mean, this dude knew the law until I questioned him on it and told him to get his manager down. But the thing is, though, Jay, I was actually walking around the store doing my shopping, and I'm not going to get into any disagreement with an old lady or anything like that. You know, I'm not an arrogant bastard. But she said, "Where's your mask?" So I just politely turned around and said, "Since when did it become any of your business, love?" You know, and I don't, you know, I'm not, you know, I didn't do it in a funny way or anything. But this is what you're going to get now. It's all part of the plan. You know, that divide and conquer tactic, innit? You know, they know we're all at each other's fucking throats.
Well, I mean, my missus went to Morrison's today, and there were a queue for people with no mask, and anyone else who had a mask could go in.
Seriously?
So you had to wait and sit in queue if you didn't want to wear a mask, and then they were letting you in. I suppose they were letting you in when it was no mask time. I don't know. I don't quite know what.
You know what that's gonna turn into, don't you? It's gonna go from mask to have the jab. We know where it's headed. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's right. Yeah. Fucking hell, we know where he's heading, but we didn't. I mean, we're the people, right? We're the people that have been watching this for many years. In my case, I don't know how many years in your case, but in my case, more probably 15 years I've been at this.
About about 7, me, mate, to be honest with you. I knocked myself completely and utterly fucking sick when I realised my entire life was an absolute load of bollocks. But then you come round, don't you, if you can survive it, you know. You start fighting out the truth from the bullshit, and, you know, you realise a bigger picture, don't you? But at first, it's a scary thing, you know.
Oh, fucking hell. Is it half scary? Fucking people working. There's people in chat room asking who's Clark. Sorry, got here a bit late. Who's Clark? Who's Clark? This is Jason Clark. He was going to be on Monday, but due to miscommunications, it didn't happen, and then Webby didn't show. And
well, that was more my fault than anything. So
listen, mate, it's not your problem. It's not your problem at all. I completely understand, because you never even got in touch with me until after the show had gone. You know, you'd gone off, but at least you got in touch with me.
No, well, you know, I did have every intention to come on, mate. You know. I wanted to come on because I heard, you know, with that Scottish bloke the week before.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ almighty. Oh, somebody in chat there says Clark is a Scouser. No, he's not, mate. He's from Salford.
Definitely not a fucking Scouser. Jesus Christ. It's all hair.
Oh, yes. Pretty irritating.
To be honest with you, I love Scousers. I've got to say.
A mate of mine is a Scouser. He's a complete tool, but I love him.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Jay? The mask-wearing dude who was walking down High Street in like Cold Durham or something. He had fuck all on, but a mask shaped into a little G-string.
Yeah, I saw that. Where was that?
I don't know, man. Oh, it was fucking brilliant. I clocked it and I thought, yes, mate, I'll buy you a pint.
Yeah, that's the sort of guy who wants a pint. It's,
Scottish bloke, though. Jesus, where did he come from, mate?
Listen, I don't know. I think it was fucking Mars or something.
I remember you saying, right, it's time to let you go now, pal. And what was it you said? He was a character, to say the least. And that Owen who was on with you, the look he gave the camera, I was fucking crying, laughing, man. Brilliant.
He was fucking... Jesus Christ. You do get them sometimes.
Yeah.
And the thing is they're mostly Scottish. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about. But you know, we had when AD used to come on, we used to be co-host. We had a guy on Sips Clips or whatever he does, and he was just absolutely insane. He wouldn't let you get a word in edgeways. I mean, that bloke on the other day said that it was fucking that Bill Gates. In fact, that's why I've still got the names of Bill Gates.
I've just noticed it now. Yeah.
It's saying Bill Gates is just fucking, the best things since sliced bread. And he said to him, "Well, are you going to take vaccine?" He goes, "Oh no."
Well, I heard you start going on about it should be legalised over here, that they start sterilising women like they're doing in third world countries and all this lot. And then he starts going on to that, it was something like people like you or something like that. And you could tell there was a racist undertone there, no question about it. But I heard him at one point, and I'm sure he almost slipped out of his fucking accent. So I don't know whether he were actually putting that accent on,
Well, I fucking don't know. But I've not seen him since, actually. I don't know why. He was popped up. He was usually a regular in. The funny thing as well is you were a regular in chat room, and you think to yourself, if this is really your belief, why are we fucking listening to some cunt like me? Why are you listening to this show? This is not what we talk about on this show. We talk about fucking, these wankers. But they're gonna do this. I mean,
it's happening, mate. There is no question about it. It's happening now. The transition to digital currency. Anybody out there who still fucking believes anything the government are telling them are quite frankly thick as fucking pig shit. It's as simple as that, mate, isn't it? It's happening now. Open your fucking eyes, man.
Yeah. Now it's a fucking mask. Next it'll be a vaccine. And then you'll think exactly. Then it'll be unvaccinated. Like now, it's probably unmasked people that are spreading virus. People that don't wear masks. Then it'll be people who've not been vaccinated. They'll be next.
Yep, exactly, mate. So, I'll be lay rotting and stinking in the earth before they stick that shit in me or any of my kids, mate. Put it that way.
Yeah, same here. I mean, my kid's old enough to make her own mind up, but she's fucking...
Well, ever since, that's when I started getting into it, me, Jay. My first lad went for his... my youngest lad went for his injections, and his legs swelled up, and I thought, fucking arse of it. You just, when you're young and gullible, I mean, I were a lot younger when I had my first lad. Pretty much still a kid, really. And, when you get ciphered into a different room and there's a midwife there and there's a nurse there and they're telling you everything, you just kind of don't have any second thoughts about it, But the reality is, if you turn around and just simply ask that nurse, what's actually in this fucking vaccine, love? I guarantee none of them have got a fucking clue about any of the ingredients within them, And then when you start looking at it all from there, you start realizing, you start getting into autism and, all the different things that are apparently linked to all these different vaccinations, and you think to yourself, hang on a fucking minute, and then you get into researching your own body's immunity to this stuff, well, obviously your immune system, and you realise that you're getting fucking poisoned left, right, and centre, mate.
Yeah. I mean, I'm same as you. I mean, my daughter's 22. When she were born, we took her for health visitor would come round, and we took her for vaccines because we didn't really know. I didn't really know. I mean, we're talking 1997. If I'd have known then what I know now, there's fucking no way she would have had any of them vaccines. Fucking thank the Lord, she don't seem to have contracted autism or anything like that from it.
Scary thought, though, isn't it? That
But when it came to an HPV vaccine, her mother rung me up and she says we'd split up by then, and it got to the time where her HPV vaccine. So I kept her. I kept her here. So she weren't going to school when they were doing vaccines, HPV, and her mother's saying she's got to go and have her HPV. What if she gets cervical cancer? I said she'll only get cervical cancer if she's one, unlucky, or two, she's a slag and she gets it off somebody else. Right?
Well,
you know, sleeping about and stuff. That's how cervical cancer, you know, you can get it. So I said, so she doesn't need it. Oh no, she needs it. She needs it. She needs it anyway. It ended up because I'd kept her away from school. She needed taking somewhere, and her mother wasn't in a position to take her somewhere. And I just said, oh, all right, well, I'll take her. And I took her somewhere else and just said, look, if your mum asks, tell you about jab. But there's two, see, isn't there? Two HPV ones.
Well, it's like was it MMR and all that bollocks? I mean, I had the TB one when I was a kid, and up on Avenue, I instantaneously spewed my fucking guts up, and they had to give me another jab to stop me spewing up. But even then, you know, when I was a teenager, I never thought twice of it. You just don't. You're just indoctrinated into the system. As soon as you hit the education system and that's it. You really don't give it a second fucking thought, do you?
Now,
until something happens to trigger it, you know.
Now, yeah, exactly. They want you in the position that they want you in. They don't want you to be. I mean, it's the same old story. You ask anybody. You talk to anybody who's like this now. I mean, this is what I'm hoping, because there were a lot more now then than there were now. But you know, anybody who you talk to, they'll say, "I didn't, as a kid at school, I didn't fucking, I didn't fit in, I didn't conform. I ended up getting kicked out." And you know, and all this, because I did the same thing. I nearly got fucking kicked out. I organised. I were in school back in '80s, and the teachers kept going on strike all the time, so we were off quite a lot. And when it got to a point, I just said, "Well, I tell you what, they keep going on strike. Let's us do it." So I ended up getting 1,500 kids to all be on strike outside school one dinner time. And it lasted for about 3 or 4 days. Obviously, at first, it were everybody, fucking everybody in school, even kids you wouldn't have thought. Right, they all came out, and we were all stood outside. And by the time we finished, cause the coppers at that time had just been fighting with miners.
Yeah,
they came for us same fucking way. We were fucking legging it.
No messing about.
No messing about at all. I remember I got a fucking somebody in a dustbin wagon. In fact, it was dustbin wagon, and I was running past dustbin wagon that were going past down backs. And one of the blokes says, "Are you from school?" And I says, "Yeah." He says, "You're one of them on strike?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "I says, coppers are chasing me." He says, "Get him."
Okay, no.
So fucking coppers just went running past and everything. But I ended up, I went to school with my parents, of course, you know, so that I could be told off and I was suspended for 2 weeks. But the thing is when my parents went in, they said, he's right.
Well, you know, it's like, I went to a couple of different schools, mate. I was a bit of a toe rag, to be quite honest with you. But I don't regret any of it. And, well, you know, even in school, some of the stuff that you taught, you think to yourself, hang on a fucking minute. You know, they bombard you with war and, you know, they try and instill fear on you, even within, you know, teaching you history.
Yeah.
You know, I'd prefer my kids not to fucking learn any of that nonsense, to be quite honest with you. There's a couple of subjects that I've just kept my kids off school from learning because they don't need that. My kids need to be kids, and they'll grow up when they're at the age when they're meant to be a fucking adult. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As someone just said a minute ago there in chat, I came here to get cheered up.
Oh, sorry.
I feel like fucking hanging myself now, Jay. 20 minutes, 10 minutes, man.
I'm sorry about that. I have that effect on everybody. I don't know what it is. Probably because I'm going away tomorrow. This is why I've done this. I'm going away tomorrow. I wanted to get you on afterwards as well, but I thought tonight we're going to do this, and I thought if you're available for an hour, we could have a chat and stuff. So we need to try and cheer people up. It's like lion shares put back in the 70s. Nuclear war was the big fear in school.
Yeah. Well, I watched that thingy for the first time about 2 years ago. Is it Fred's?
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it?
Well, apparently they were showing that in fucking schools, weren't they, back then?
Yeah, fucking Fred.
Jesus Christ, man. It even fucking scared me.
Especially around here, because it were based in Sheffield, see? So, they were showing it around here like it were fucking candy floss. It was just...
it's fucking harrowing, that, even to this day, isn't it? Even when you've watched like The Exorcist and fucking, all the horror films and that, something like that, it's a different kind of fucking fear that instills in you, isn't it? It's
a different ball game altogether, isn't it? It's a completely fucking different ball game. I mean, when you're watching an horror film, it's horror film, it's a film, that's not going to fucking happen, and yada yada yada. And even when you got to films like, and this has crossed my mind as well, that there's a big asteroid that's going to crash into the fucking world. We're all going to fucking die, and we all don't know about it, but that's why they've been making us stop at home, and now it's past or whatever. I don't fucking know. But, with these films like Deep Impact and Armageddon, they all, by that time, it had become more light-hearted.
Well, they all come in waves before massive fucking events happen on the news and whatnot, don't they? Have you not noticed? You know what I mean? You'll see an influx of fucking movies that instill fear on you. Then a big fucking terrorist event will happen or some shit like that, man.
Yeah, it happens all the time, doesn't it? It happens all the time. I mean, there's if you look on Netflix, some of the top stuff is about a fucking pandemic.
I've seen something like that.
This has not been a pandemic. Nobody, I don't care who you are, you can't call this a pandemic. A pandemic is when everyone's fucking ill and only a few people fucking survive because of the fucking immune system.
Well, I've seen that fucking Gates video. I'm sure I found it was on your page or Paul's page. I might have seen it, and I've never seen it. And it's Bill Gates in an interview saying, "We call this pandemic 1. And when pandemic 2 hits you, you're going to fucking know about it." And he gives this snidey grin towards the camera. And it's like, that is one sinister bastard right there.
Yeah, I mean, they're all sinister bastards. You've got to be a sinister bastard to get into club, haven't you?
Well, really? But who gave him the monopoly on fucking World Health? Just because he's got a bit of fucking money.
Well, that's it. His money giving him the monopoly.
Well, it's like some fella coming out at Ginnell at the end of the street and saying, "Stick this in your fucking kid and it'll make him immune to fucking whatever." You're not going to do it, are you? But because you fucking hypnotist box in corner tells them to do it, they go and fucking do it, man. They'll all be, like I see them all fucking queuing up like cattle outside Asda, conforming. They'll be doing that at the fucking doctors for the jab.
Yeah, I agree with. In fact, they'll probably be doing it outside Asda. You'll be able to get it done in Asda. You can get your flu jab in Asda.
Oh, aye. But people like us will be the minority stood outside, not able to go and buy food or whatnot because we've not had it. Everyone eventually is going to be forced into it. There's fuck all anyone's going to do about it because there's not enough people standing up to it. There were about 100 people stood, well, not about 100, they're usually about 100, but say about 15 people stood outside Asda today. Not one of them fucking spoke up about any of it. Yeah. Just went in like good little sheep,
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing to me the way that people have just acquiesced to all this crap that's going on. I mean, it's some fucking no mark on minimum wage, and that's not That's not dissing somebody on minimum wage. I'm just telling you his fucking pay grade. And he's telling you can't go into a shop because there's something that he don't fucking know about. He's got no fucking idea about himself. He's got this mask on, so he's fucking...
Well,
probably...
the funny thing is, Jay, I came out of the shop after it, mate, and I said, here's a thought. Why are you wearing a mask, pal? Because I'd been going in there for the past 3 fucking months, and he'd never had one on. Do you know what his answer was? Like when he pointed at that poster and said, there's the law. He said, because everybody else is. I thought, well, fuck me. There you fucking go.
Yeah. Yep. Fucking these are the people that should have got on fucking Jim will fix it years ago. These are the people. we're seeing loads of them. If you've got a fucking honestly, if I see someone in a mask, I've been out today. I took dog for I've been out on my scooter, my mobility scooter. Took dog for a walk into a Greg's Park, which is not far from it here.
Right.
And you know, there's people. I actually saw I saw one person wearing a mask, and the funny thing he were having a barbecue, and all these people, his friends that were with him, that were having barbecue with him, none of them were wearing masks, and he was the only one. And I thought to myself, what do you know? If back in my day, and I know things have changed. You know, things have changed. But if back in my day, it'd have been get that fucking thing off your face, you fucking puffed.
I know, yeah, I know. Well, it's like kids now, isn't it? They don't, you know, they're all fucking, you know, I'm not taking, I mean, my kids do their hair and all that lot, but to me, back in the day, it was a fucking skinhead on a military cut, and off you go, graze your fucking kneecaps, bones hanging out your leg. You know, there was none of this shit today, fucking whinging over Fortnite, or I don't know, man. They're not. It's like, you know, when we were going on about the immunity thing before, you can just physically see the difference in kids today, can't you? You know, it's like genetically we're being fucking altered as the fucking decades go on. Seriously, you can literally see it, man.
Yeah, we are. We're being hardwired. I mean, like you said, we've turned as kids, and perhaps our kids as kids. I'm 50. My daughter's not got any kids, so she's. But you know, if there's you can't communicate in the same way as you used to be able to. You know, when I was growing up, if I put up an obstacle for something, or I didn't want to do something, I'd be told, "Shut up, you fucking dickhead, you puff."
Yeah, too like mate. Slap out here, all nothing sinister, not child abuse. A fucking sort your head out, you cheeky little bastard kind of slap. Do you know what I mean? But you see kids today, like when this first kicks off, they're running up to elderly people, coughing in their fucking faces, and just disrespectful, arrogant. Little
fucking bullying.
My friends.
Exactly. I'm bullying. Are you bullying somebody? You're bullying me. You're bullying me. Fuck off! I'm bullying you. Fucking hell, you ought to have grown up. When I grew up in my fucking house, whenever fucking happened, I was the butt of every fucking joke. So if happened, I got the fucking butt of it all. But I had to take it. I couldn't stop there and go, "You're bullying me," otherwise I'd have just got worse.
I know, exactly. That's it, isn't it?
So you shut your fucking mouth. You learn to live around it. Right?
I mean, there are some extreme fucking forms of bullying that are more extreme than a normal family life. But what you're saying is, like, normal family lives these days, you know, they keep using these terms in schools now. We're going to put you in your little bubble. And that's how people's lives are. They're trying to promote connectivity through digital fucking means, through, you know, like when all the adverts started coming in straight away, a couple of days after they announced this virus, I thought, fuck yeah, now that is quick. They have put this shit together really fucking quick. You know, the branding changing on your bird's eye fish fingers and all this shit. I thought, fucking hell, man. It's happening. And I didn't think it'd be so fucking blatant, mate.
It's fucking stupid. It's completely fucking blatant as well. I've just got some a show that we're on Friday, which is today, by the way. I'm fucking because my missus woke me up and went because I was laid asleep on Saturday. I fell asleep about fucking night 7 or something.
All right.
And she wakes me up and she says, "There's all these fucking people. Your phone keeps going
Get
off
up, you lazy bastard! You're about to go live," is what she said.
Yeah. And I thought, no, for fuck's sake, I need a shit and all sorts of stuff. So, but they can't. This generation, this is the fucking key generation, I think. If we can't get them to think differently to the way that they've been fucking brought up to thinking, the fucking cultural Marxist schools and the cultural Marxism that we've really been under since these kids were at school that are coming of age, millennials. I mean, but they love that as well. They love to be able to put a barrier between millennials and and the fucking parents. I mean, there were times when they were giving them ticket, weren't they? Weren't fucking tickets. So if you had a hot bath, they give you a ticket and say, "Oh, sorry, that's bad for the environment." So they'd encourage your kids to give you a ticket to tell you what you're fucking doing in your own house.
Yeah. Well, like what you just said there, it's not, this is literally, I think this is the last fucking generation before idiocracy. So if everyone really doesn't wake up now, we truly are completely and utterly fucking doomed. I've seen all these videos flying about of the Gates and all the fucking global elites and whatnot. And it seems to me that a lot of fucking people are waking up to it, but you're just not seeing it on the mainstream media and whatnot, Fair enough, you've got your elderly folk at Asda and all that lot, 50 plus, bear a few exceptions like yourself. Most of them are completely indoctrinated into it. And like we were saying about the mask, if there's an elderly lady and she's fucking petrified because of the fear mongering that she's been fucking, that's been coursed throughout her fucking body and her brain for the past couple of months, then I'll pull my fucking t-shirt up for her. I'm not an arrogant bastard. But when there's some little 20-year-old fucking knobhead on the door of Asda who's young enough to be my fucking son, telling me I have to tell him my private fucking medical history, then, you're getting your fucking manager down and he can tell me this special fucking law that says I have to tell you it. A load of bollocks. Yeah. People just need to grow the fucking bollocks and stand up to it, because there hardly isn't any anymore unless it's online. I don't see it in reality. Men aren't even fucking men anymore, Jay. They're all poncy ass fucking. I'm not discriminating or anything, but it's true. Men aren't fucking men anymore, man.
No, you're right. You're absolutely fucking right. You're absolutely right. Men aren't men. They'll do what the fucking tell. And look, here's an example. I'm going away tomorrow, as everyone knows, and someone asked in the chat room where I'm going to Chapel St Leonard's, which is on the east coast, Lincolnshire coast, not far from Skegness.
Right.
So, but I'm going with my in-laws. Now my in-laws have got they've got me to here.
The skinny jeans, Salford guy says, Jesus, he's not wrong, is he? Yeah. Could you see yourself in a pair of them, Jay? Sorry for putting in, mate. It
is though, isn't it? It is fucking skinny jeans and fucking tight tops and hugging each other instead of fucking that's one of the things I noticed. And this is not against my stepson, but him and his mates were coming in. They dropped him off or something. They'd been away, And he's away off it doing his own stuff now. He's over 18 and what have you. And they were all hugging, and I thought to myself, bro, fucking, if it were
I know. I mean, fair enough. But it's like fucking. What's this? Danny Zuko and Kinnicky in Greece when they hug each other and they're like, "Hey, fuck that!" Start combing their hair cool as fuck, man. You know what I mean?
You're getting the combs out and doing the hair and that, and going, yeah. But
I was brought up on a firm fucking nod across the street, mate. You know what I mean? You're all right, fella, and that was it.
I don't know. It's just the way these millennials have become. And to be fair, that's fine. There's no problem with it. I've got no problem with them fucking hugging each other, you know.
Yeah, but like we said, they're not proper men, you know. And the people who think the men are steroid-induced fucking ponces, really, who probably couldn't last 5 minutes with someone down. You know, you see these young fucking lads all steroided up, and you'll see this old bald fat fella in corner, and they think they're all 10 men and that. But I've seen it time and time again where they've been gobbing off, and they've ended up getting fucking dropped. You know, that's just the way it is. It's I can't. Oh, something beeping here. Sorry, Sade, man. I think that's me. What do you call it? The one that detects the temperature. I think it's a bit dodgy. It's wired up to the electrics, old brother, so I can't take it off, man.
Oh,
He's on about my smoke alarm.
I thought it was mine. I thought it were mine, but I've got because I've got this lift in. It has to have a fucking smoke alarm that's wired to mains upstairs, and it's got to have one downstairs.
Yeah.
Well, fucking, they kept going off in middle of night for no reason whatsoever. In fact, I finished the show and it just went, and it's fucking right.
Oh, mate, I know they are, aren't they?
It's fucking here now, and. So it's fucking
that's the same fucking one I've got, that, mate. I think.
Honestly, I pulled the fucker off a wall, off a ceiling.
I've done that myself. You're there fucking wafting a bastard towel at 3 a.m. because you burnt your fucking socks, aren't you?
But I'd not done it, and I'd had him in, and I'd said to him, I said, look, it keeps going off, and he said, okay, we'll do this, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll repair it, and he fucking does all repairs. And now, you know, I'm in a wheelchair, so when they're upstairs and I'm downstairs, I can't see what the fuck's going on already. It's all done. And then fucking next thing I know, I finish a show and I'm not even smoking. I wasn't even smoking up here.
Oh, fuck, I've just realised you sat there with a fat zoo. That's what triggered the fucking alarm, you daft bastard. Yeah. Big fucking creamer you've just blew out.
That's me new hairstyle. That's what I'm thinking about having when I go to on holiday, because you know how everyone's moaning about they can't get the fucking hair done and everything. Anyway, you're listening to Raconteurs After Dark. It's myself, Jason Holmesworth, Clarky Wears, Jason Clark. He was going to be on Monday. Well, we'll forget about it. It was I didn't give him enough time, I don't think. So fucking nobody decided to turn up Monday. I don't know what it were, but nobody. I think everybody had enough of me.
No, I'd had a shitter that day. Mate.
Oh well, listen, mate. It don't matter. It's all. But I thought to myself. I thought afterwards. I thought, what the fucking hell's the point? You know, I tried to do. I did a show on my own, and then a couple of people got on with me and that, but we didn't make it last very long. It weren't very good and ended up in a round, which is.
Well, I remember you saying that, and I thought, don't fucking do that, man, because you have a good chat in here and that. You know, I've seen some fucking YouTube channel. You carry on doing this, mate, for another couple of years. There'll be fucking hundreds in this chat, trust me.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that. Well, I did say that once I got to 100 that I'd fucking quit, and then I did that when I had Neil Sanders on, and I think 102. No, Mark Devlin, I think.
Yeah.
Well, both of them anyway. They went over 100.
I noticed Paul had fucking Gareth on the other day, didn't he? Gareth Ike. Yeah. I'd love to fucking ask him a few questions. Someone just said his chat there though, Dart. He says, I feel the kids have more knowledge but less social skills. or their social skills are actually a digital shadow of real interactions. And it fucking is, man. It's like they're promoting a new language in emojis and fucking, I've heard people in chats, not laughing and just saying lol. What the fuck's going on with that?
Mm.
Lol.
Language is gone. As language as we knew it has gone. If you call someone a puff, if I said to you, you're a puff, you are going to think, well, it's just fucking, just banter. We're calling each other fucking names like we do.
Is that the best you've got, brother? I can sit in
exactly. I remember back in about 2003, and I was going to Tenerife with a bunch of blokes who I didn't know. A bunch of lads that were local to me, but I didn't know them, and I'd just been dragged into this, going to Tenerife for 3 days, and we were bringing some fags back. Anyway, I got into fucking to check in and everything, and I went, oh my God. I went, fucking hell, I've left my book in fucking taxi. And they looked at me and one of them went, book? Fucking book? You brought a book with you? And I went, yeah, I left it in taxi. Fucking book? Like I'd said I'd fucking, I brought a 7-year-old child along with me to fuck while we were all there over the weekend. A 7-year-old child, a book? It was the same sort of fucking thing. You got called for that. You got called for having a fucking book.
Oh, mate, when I was a kid, it was fucking, when I was a kid, man, it was book clubs and everything in school. We used to trade books in primary school and that, you know what I mean? It was so.
Yeah.
Just like that Dot's just said there about when they were saying about kids these days, they said it's when they take their digital persona and that keyboard warrior attitude into real life that's when it becomes a problem. And I've had about 3 or 4 people this week, alone, start going on, when I've got a little bit headed, and they start saying, oh, as soon as you get challenged, you've not got the ball. I said, listen, mate, I'm on fucking Facebook here, and you're butting in on a conversation I'm having with someone about the fate of me fucking kids, and you are a fucking enabler to the fucking potential eradication of what 85% of the population. You're a fucking enabler. Yet you're saying to me, they start gobbing off. Well, anyway, here's what I did. I fucking rang them up, video chat, no answer. So I send them a little voice message. Listen, mate, if you want to meet up for the fucking pint at the local, no problem. I'll come and meet you and we'll have a proper debate. Fucking disappear off your friends. Listen, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. And people, I very rarely get fucking called out on social media because I just use it for this show, to be fair. But yeah, if there's anybody that's there and they'll challenge you and they'll call you all names under fucking sun, and you'll say, all right, then example, fucking, I got that fucking gumbat, fucking Lee Garrett and his mate Mark Steele. Oh, we will come to your address and we will arrest you for fucking this, that, other. And I'm going like, well, come on then, like, just do that instead. It's
just like the way they fucking act towards you is just a projection of themselves, and it's the way you fucking react in response that makes you a better person, doesn't it? I can turn around and say, fuck, shit, cunt, you're a fucking whatever if I want. But the reality is, I'd rather just see them in fucking straight and see what they say then. And more often than not, they're your best fucking buddy. Not that I'm 10 men hard, man, but, like this dude who challenged me, I could see that look in his eye as if to say, he thought he was the fucking, the thought police, the fucking Gestapo or whatever. And as soon as I gave him, I kind of exchanged it in a glance with him. And he knew instantaneously he'd took on the wrong fucking person,
Yeah. Yeah, that's and that's what it needs. It needs more assertive people. It needs people that know the rights and just fucking. I'm listen. I'm going away tomorrow. I know. We're part of Lincolnshire that I'm going to, and nobody's going to be fucking doing anything. There'll be no masks, apart from maybe Morrison's or whatever, or fucking Co-op or something. But there'll be no masks anywhere else. It'll just be business as fucking usual because they've got to try and catch up. They've lost a huge part of the fucking income, which would have been Easter. They've just completely fucking lost that. It's just been took away. I don't think they'll be fucking. I don't think they're getting any compensation for it.
Well, have you not noticed though? Like, you want to go and get your big fucking food shop. There isn't there's no longer a family-run business where you can go and get your food shop. It's all these corporate fucking mega stores who are all playing out the same fucking regime. They're telling you, people who are medically exempt aren't going to get challenged in that. But the reality is they are, unless they're, obviously physically noticeably disabled or whatever, then they are getting challenged. There's a lot of young people getting challenged. I know a young dude is a complete and utter fucking nutter. Paranoid schizophrenic a lot. Bang one of them fucking masks on him, and it's like fucking taking the mask off Hannibal the fucking cannibal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But someone will see him coming into their store and challenge him on it, and they don't realise what they're doing. There's people with all sorts of fucking conditions out there. It doesn't have to be physical.
Yeah. Paul has just put in chat room at Raconteurs News. I googled it. Looks dead posh. I hope it's sunny and you have a fantastic week. It's not quite dead posh, but yeah. Hopefully it'll be sunny and it'll be a fantastic week. We're right next to the beach. Literally we're sort of like behind the sandbank of the beach. So behind and the promenade which we can walk up. Denny asked me if I had a mask. I've said no. And he said they won't bother you anyway, Jason. Well, I suppose they won't, will they? I mean, I'm going to be going in with. By the way, I've got my leg on today, a prosthetic, so that's all fucking sorted. So I'll be able to use that. But nobody's going to say to me, you need a mask. They could obviously be able to see me. I mean, is that the case, or am I going to be sort of looked upon as we've got to keep away from him because he's obviously some sort of spaz because he's fucking got one leg and he's
or like when you've not got the mask on, people are looking at you like some kind of fucking disease carrier.
Yeah,
that's how it's fucking designed, isn't it?
It is, and it's all down to. Do you think it's this mask thing? Because it is a waste of time. They tell us months right at the very end of what we're talking, of this thing that's supposed to have happened. Everything's supposed to be getting back to normal. And suddenly we've got to wear fucking masks. Do you think that's to see how many people will take the vaccine?
Say that again, mate. It went full down.
This mask thing, we're asking, do you think this mask thing sort of gives them an indication about how many people are going to take the...
well, do you know what? That's what I've been thinking, because I've noticed there's people on the supermarket doors counting people going into the fucking stores and that. And I'm wondering whether they were originally only counting the fucking mask wearers. I've been to a couple of supermarkets just keeping me fucking eye out. You notice like the Asda stores are putting in a lot of, they're not fucking temporary, quotation marks. They're changing the layouts of stores and whatnot and adding new additions out back for collection points and that. And still these people are just plodding about thinking that it's only fucking temporary. But what you said there, mate, that's definite. Just to see how many are if the gullible population outweighs the fucking people who are awake to it, then they can enforce this thing. And if the majority is in favour of vaccines, then the minority who are awake are pretty much fucked.
Well, they're not getting anything into me.
Oh, same here.
Not a fucking single thing. I mean, I've got all fucking problems. I've just fucking been diagnosed with something else. So, you know, I'm in this fucking category of fucking these people that will probably next time I'm in hospital, they might get a do not resuscitate fucking thing on for, you know, I've got all this shit going on and I've got a claiming against about my leg, and I've got a claiming against the NHS.
What is it down to medical neglect? That
yeah, because they put an infected stent in. But in March they were supposed to fucking hell, whatever it's called, the NHS. There's a thing called the NHS Resolution Centre. What they're supposed to do is they respond, right? So you put an allegation to them, and then they respond. They were supposed to be responding in March. They've had 3 fucking delays on it, and today was the last day of the most recent delay. And again, it's like, I'm sorry, but they want an extra. They want till August 14th, which is another 3 weeks. You know, and it's like, are they waiting for me to die? Are they waiting for me to drop dead so that I don't have to fucking pay me out or do all? I just don't get it.
Well, that's the fucked up thing, mate, because, you know, with all this now, there's a lot of fucking people out there who are losing treatments and all this business. And, you know, you've got 1 in 2 people developing some kind of cancer and whatnot. And literally, you can see the planning for the fucking effect. You know, with all the research that apparently they're doing on cancer, you'd think it'd be fucking lessening, but it isn't, is it? You
it's increasing, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, no question about it.
Nobody questions, do they? When it says on these adverts, and it's gone from 1 in fucking 5 to from when I can remember.
It's 1 in 2.
1 in 2.
Oh, wow.
So half of people. So either me or my wife's going to get cancer. But they're saying that they're looking for all these cures, and they're taking all this money and saying we're looking for cures. We will beat cancer. Cancer won't beat us, and all these buzzwords like, you know, this we're going to beat cancer sooner. That was last year. I think they make a new one up every year. But what they don't say is we're going to look into what's causing this.
They never say that, do they? It's like all this shit they're fucking saying. Have the vaccine to be safe. You know, if they truly wanted us to be fucking safe, the entire supermarket, as opposed to one fucking aisle, would say organic, wouldn't it? They'd be promoting fucking health and everything. Yeah. You know, and all that business. No fucking smoking. They'd get rid of alcohol. They'd force us to live healthy lives if they truly gave a fuck. They don't give a fuck, and people just can't see this shit. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to live in the same fucking reality as some of the mugs out there that are just chugging about in the old rat run. It truly is embarrassing.
Are you living in the same reality as them, though? I mean, their reality is completely different to yours, isn't it? I mean, I know fit in the same physical reality, but
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Most people.
Well, it's like that. The medical thing you had done there. Well, as you know, I do these videos and they're taking off, man. I must have about 16,000 people watching my videos on the different platforms that I'm on. And some of them have been NHS workers. I've had 2 people video me from within hospitals in my borough, you know, like Salford Royal or whatever, showing me ICU when COVID, when it was at its peak. You know, they keep using these fucking peak words. And guess what, brother? There was no fucker in there. There were 2 people in one of the ICUs. One was an accident, and I forget what the other was. Now, another woman who works on the complaints board for the NHS she gets all the fucking complaints in, you know, that they're going to push to court or whatever, or I don't know what it was. But basically, she's got about 3,500 and odd fucking complaints where they want the diagnosis of COVID looking into, because they believe that the relatives did not fucking die of it.
And there'll be a lot of that as well. Like you said, 5,000. You said 5,000 people.
3,000 and odd people.
3,000.
I don't know how many cases they have to work with, or however it's worked out, but that's just a figure that she told me. She sent me a message because she seen me chatting on some kind of forum, something like that. And I was like, well, I'm not fucking surprised anyway.
Yeah, fucking hell, man. It's a fucking crazy world, crazy world we live in. I did say I'm only going to do an hour tonight. Clarky, you're going to come back on, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. No question.
We'll and then we'll fucking properly get into it. We'll see what happens next week. We'll see whether or not the mask thing is going to fucking work.
Well, I've ordered a bottom half, in case I'm forced to do it, because it is coming. Or if I'm around the elderly, or it's like taking my kids to school or whatever. I've ordered my mask with the bottom half of Sloth's fucking face at the Goonies, and one with the bottom half of the Guy Fawkes mask from V for Vendetta. So I'll be rocking them, me brother.
Yeah, that's the mask that people should be wearing. People should be wearing them V for Vendetta masks. And then it shows, you see, there's no other way to see there's no other way. We've got no visual way of seeing somebody that thinks the same way that we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Whereas if we got this like wristbands, black wristbands. If you've got a black wristband on, you don't give a fuck. It's a fuck COVID band or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you'd be able to get a conversation, because you just, at this moment in time, you don't know who in front of you or who behind you is actually really scared of this stuff.
And they don't even say anything about it either. No one, if I was to see an old dear fucking struggling with some, Hitler looking on the doors of fucking my local supermarket, I'll be helping her, or anyone for that fact. If you know of the law, or if you know about medical exemption or whatever, don't just fucking stand there. Do something about it, man. Because it's only your own fucking kids or their kids who are going to suffer. What the fuck is that? Do you think they're going to ring the fucking police on you for protesting that you're not wearing a mask? There's no fucking law that says you need to prove your medical exemption. No,
and that would be data protection anyway.
Exactly.
It's a breach of data protection. I mean, they won't even doctor won't talk to you until they actually know who you are.
Exactly.
So, anyway, listen, I'm going to finish this tonight. Thanks to everyone who's been joining us in the chat room. If you can give us a thumbs up, that would be absolutely superb. I'm going to be back a week on Monday. I've got a few people lined up, including Clarky. We're going to get Clarky on again. I think 2 hours we need with him. Get into some other stuff as well, and and sort of get a bit of a background of where you came from, Clarky, and where you where it all came from, how it all started for you. We like to get that for people. It's
I'm down for that, mate.
Yeah, and that's brilliant. So I'm going to say good evening, good night to everybody. I'm going to go away for a week. It's a caravan, but it's just
they're the best holidays, then, mate. They're the best holidays.
Yeah, it's just away from this house, which I haven't been out of really for 2 fucking years. We'll see you again very, very soon. So cheers, Clarky. Where can people find your stuff? You say you do videos.
If you just type in the Urban Collective, look for this logo on screen, you'll pretty much see it.
Right, the Urban Collective.
Yeah, or Maniac on the Tube is a music channel where I put a few tunes on. Maniac on the Tube, lowercase, no capitals.
Brilliant.
But be warned, it's not for the faint of heart.
All right. Well, listen, you've been brilliant. You've been brilliant, honestly. Thanks for coming on. I was going to do a bit of a phone-in. I'm going to start doing phone-ins one at a time. So I got some people don't want to come on to, you know what I mean, like a big round table thing, and you know, if they're just watching. So I'm going to start doing the phone-ins where I just have one person on at a time, you know, or two people. If I've got sort of Clarky or on as a guest, and we get people to phone in, I'm just going to have one at a time and not and then get, you know, remove them before I get anybody else on. So
just on the off chance that Scottish bloke comes on, you can get rid of him straight away.
Fucking blazing, Jesus, blazing. Do you know what? He's been in my fucking chat room for fucking years, blazing. I've absolutely no idea where that come from. I really haven't. I've got no fucking idea. But I think he's mates with Sips Clips or something like that. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm having a week off. I'll see you in a fortnight. Clark will be back again as well, and we'll enjoy next week. I hope it's lovely where you are, and that you have a good time. And don't forget your mask. Do not forget your mask. If you've got a Jimmy Savile mask, even better. And if you've got a V for Vendetta mask, then fucking brilliant. So anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll see you back in a week or so. Love you all.
Nice one, Jay.